So hello everybody. If you joined me, there was some weird echoing, so I had to start again. But in this video, I'm going to explore this topic of rebuilding strength and energy, addressing weakness and fatigue. I'm going to share 5 strategies to help you do that safely. If you have found me, then just do say hello in the chat. So if you're watching this, you may be experiencing fatigue, muscle weakness, facing challenges like ME, CFS, fibromyalgia, long COVID. First of all, you're not alone. We are going to explore some gentle practices to help you reconnect with your body. Navigate the challenges that you're dealing with compassion. If you have found me, just say hello in the chat. So if you struggled with these conditions, you might have heard people talk about muscle deconditioning, the idea that your muscles might have weakened due to inactivity. There's a lot of debate around this, so I want to address it up front. Some experts believe that muscle deconditioning contributes to the physical weakness people with ME, CFS, fibromyalgia, etc. feel. But for many people with these conditions, this isn't the full story. The core symptoms, post-exertional malaise, widespread pain, overwhelming fatigue aren't just caused by inactivity. They stem from deeper issues in the body's energy systems, nervous system, and even immune function. So Inez says hello and Samantha says hello. I hope you are well and happy. I am, thank you. Apart from a tickly throat. And I hope you are too. All right, so there's an even bigger question here, which is what is the cause of these core symptoms, including fatigue and muscle weakness? My concern is that the medical approach doesn't always address these underlying factors. I've been trained in something called the mind-body reconnect, which I think adds a very intriguing perspective. In a nutshell, the mind-body reconnect views symptoms as communication from the emotional brain to let us know that we're not safe and we're not getting our needs met. So a really simple example of the emotional brain communicating is when you get a lump in your throat because you're upset by something someone did or said. Let me know in the chat if that's something you've ever experienced. Just pop a yes or a thumbs up. Okay. You know, I used to have a lot of problems with my throat and I'm having some at the moment, which I kind of feel there is some emotional component to it. So the emotional brain says that the mind-body reconnect says that our emotional brain wants us to feel safe and fulfilled. We won't go into the mind-body reconnect in depth here. I have talked about it in other videos, so do check out my other videos on YouTube. If you'd like a PDF which outlines the approach, comment PDF below and I will share the link. So Ines says, yes, very often loss of voice too. Yeah, I lost my voice twice for 6 weeks at a time. And the second time this happened, I was chatting to my boss, or my boss was chatting to me more like, and I realised I was carrying a lot of anger and rage due to unfair treatment. And Lena's saying, yes, I did as well. So that's very interesting. And I've talked to clients about this, and some clients have said that they were experiencing tonsillitis and the doctor said they were going to do surgery if it happened again. One client said that and her symptoms disappeared, never to appear again. Another person said, I saw the kids eating the ice cream, but they were still in a lot of pain and my symptoms disappeared again, never to appear again. And both of these people's interpretation was it's like their emotional brain, it was trying to communicate something, but when it realised it wasn't safe to communicate in that way, it stopped communicating in that way. So it's important to create safety, okay? It's hard to feel safe when we're stressed and anxious about our body not working. When we're in a stressed state, then what happens is the energy switch, as I call it, gets switched off, okay? And in that state, your body stops producing and storing energy. So you have got no energy and your muscles haven't got the energy that they need. So your muscles don't work properly, your body doesn't work properly, okay? Now, the good news is we can learn how to switch on the energy switch. And when this happens, important changes happen in the body, and I'll talk about those in a little bit. So when we don't feel safe, we're not getting our needs met, we experience nervous system dysregulation. Okay, so it's important to explore how to support nervous system regulation. That's the capacity for your nervous system to go into stimulated states and to come out of them. All right. It's important to learn how to listen to your body. A lot of people I work with, and myself included at one point, were not very good at listening to their body, and I'm still learning more about this. Okay. So it's important to learn how to allow your body to work properly. So in this video, we're going to explore strategies for addressing fatigue and muscle weakness. When we rest a lot, and often people with these conditions need to, it's natural that your muscles will lose some strength. I remember one point I had an injury, had to have surgery, and I didn't walk around much for about a week. And literally in that time, my muscles weakened to the point that just walking down the road took more energy. And to be honest, I didn't have that same experience to the same extent when I had mecfs, because I suppose I was walking to the bathroom, going downstairs for food, etc. All right. So it's important to really approach things gently in a way that respects your body and what your body is capable of at the moment. Remember, if it's in that dysregulated state, your energy switch is switched off, your body will function very differently to when you switch that switch back on. And I'm going to share a few strategies for helping you do that. So we're going to focus on rebuilding strength slowly and mindfully without pushing beyond your limits. Okay, so that means listening to your body. So step one, and thanks if you've joined me, do feel free to say hello. Step one is I invite you to close your eyes. Obviously, only close your eyes if it's safe to do so. If it's not safe, then you can just soften your gaze if that's safe to do so. Find a position that's comfortable, whether seated, lying down, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And I invite you just to take a breath in, breathe in through your nose, into your belly. Breathe out of your nose. And as you breathe in and out, you might count 4 as you breathe in. Hold it gently and count 6 as you breathe out. This activates your parasympathetic healing state. As you breathe in and out, I invite you to connect to your wise self. There's a part of you that has a capacity for wisdom, patience, pragmatism, acceptance, compassion and calm, trust, and other qualities. And that part of you has shown up many times in your life. As you connect to that part that is calm, reassuring, the part of you that knows you are doing your best. Consider what your wise self might say to you. It might be something like, you are safe. You can go at your own pace. If it feels challenging to hear that voice, that's okay. Just recognize it is always there. And with practice, it'll become easier to connect to that part of you. So step 2 is to do a visualization practice. I did talk about visualization in a recent video in more depth, so do check that out. But we're going to focus on visualization for healing and strength. We're going to engage our mind to support our body. I invite you to consider you can be incredibly creative when it comes to using your mind to visualize. For now, I invite you to just imagine a warm golden light flowing into your body from your head to your toes. As you breathe in, you're breathing in that warm golden light. As you breathe out, you allow it to flow to every muscle, every joint, every cell in your body. Bringing healing, restoring and energizing every part of your body. One breath at a time. And now I invite you to just visualize yourself doing some activity in a relaxed, comfortable way. When we allow ourselves to activate the parasympathetic healing state, this is what happens. Our body makes significant shifts. The body starts to use the building blocks, the cells use the nutrients and the oxygen and the sugars to create energy, and the body produces and stores that energy. This can put the body back into the state where it produces energy efficiently and recycles that energy. The muscles start to work properly. And this is why I've had clients who have made dramatic changes when they shift out of the sympathetic fight flight state or the parasympathetic freeze state into the healing state. As you visualize, remind yourself, my body knows how to heal. Even when it feels slow, every step I take is a step towards resilience, healing, and recovery. Allow yourself to relax in that state for a moment, knowing you can access it whenever you choose. So what we've done there is a simple guided relaxation. When I work with people, I teach them how to do that for themselves and how to use self-hypnosis if they feel comfortable doing that. By preparing our body, by getting into a relaxed state and getting our mind into a resourceful state, we can move on to step 3, which is about gentle movement and strengthening our body safely. I invite you to consider what gentle movement you can do currently. Of course, consult your doctor if you have medical conditions that might necessitate you not doing any of these exercises. Just to be clear, I'm not a physiotherapist, so use your judgment. I'm just sharing strategies I've been taught and that I have used. As I've said already, the key is to start really small so that we cultivate feelings of safety if that's what you need, and gradually building up if that's what you need to do. The key component is to get really good at feeling into your body and feeling into what feels right for you. If you've had the experience of feeling okay when you did an activity and there was some payback later, it's useful to check whether there is some stress, whether it's conscious or subconscious, when you're doing that activity, or even before that you do that activity, and whether there is some expectation of payback, either consciously or subconsciously. If those things are the case, then you just need to soften your strategy and take more small steps to begin with. So let's explore a few little exercises that you can do without pushing past your limits. For example, if you're lying in bed, you can rotate your feet in one direction and then another, and then in the other, I meant. You can rotate your wrists in one direction and then in the other direction. You could do really gentle shoulder rolls, bringing them up, back and down. As you inhale with the rising of your shoulders, and exhale as you gently roll them back down again. So do that a few times if that feels right for you right now. If you're seated, you could just gently press your feet into the floor as if you're grounding yourself, holding it for a second or two or three and then release. This simple movement activates your leg muscles in a really gentle way. Next, you can place your hands together in front of your chest in the prayer position and just really gently press them towards each other, feeling your chest and arms engage, and then just relax. Again, you could do that once, thrice, 5 times, whatever feels right for you. Remember to start small. So if it suits you just to do that once today, and then maybe tomorrow you might do it a couple of times or 3 times, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. You see, that's how gently you can approach this. And remember, if at any point your body says, I need to stop now, then you can stop. Consider that when people go to the gym, they have periods of activity where they're lifting weights, and then they have rest breaks. So those pauses are just as important as the movement. Listening to your body is always the priority. Step 4 is about addressing setbacks and using the power of reframing. Reframing is the ability to see things in a different way. So, let's talk about setbacks. They are part of the process. They don't mean that you're going backwards. Healing isn't linear. How we deal with those setbacks, or adjustment periods as they can be called, is just part of the recovery. consider that stressing about them hinders recovery. Embracing them, accepting them, learning from them supports recovery. To develop resilience around setbacks, I invite you to do the following. Visualize seeing yourself responding in a resourceful way when you're not experiencing a setback. And if you feel like you have had a setback, then you can do the following two things. Number one, visualize. For example, you might imagine that sensation in your body as a character and have it talk to you and engage in the conversation. So for example, if I notice that my neck and shoulders are tight, then I might imagine what that part of my body looks like. I might imagine it as a very tense me. Now I imagine what that part of me wants to say. It might say, oh, I'm feeling frustrated that I overdid it. I feel frustrated that I didn't set boundaries with others, didn't speak up. And the wise part of you might ask, well, what do you feel you need? And that tense me might say, I suppose I need to forgive myself. I need to learn to discharge that emotion. Maybe I can just really feel into it, tense my muscles up and relax them. Tense them up and relax them. I've done that sometimes. My energy has shifted just from doing that. Maybe I need to learn to express myself, set boundaries in a way that is relaxed and healthy. The second thing you can do if you're experiencing a setback is allow that wise part of you to speak. What would it say? It might say, your body is sending signals to help you learn how to support your healing. You can tune in and listen and respond accordingly. Your body is doing its best. You can trust in its ability to heal. Two videos I recommend you watch. One is a video that I posted this week. 9 strategies that made a dramatic difference in one day to Francesca's CFS, called Francesca's Little Miracle. I put a little image of that video on the screen. The second one is the most powerful mind-body strategy I learned for mecfs fibromyalgia, which is what I had. Image of that video there. I will link those videos below. So step 5 is celebrating the successes and learning from mistakes without judgment. It's really important to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Maybe you've tried a new movement. Maybe you've simply showed up and listened to your body. That's something to be proud of and to celebrate. I encourage you to acknowledge the win. Celebrate. Give yourself a little fist bump or a pat on the back or a double pat on the back. Feel those good feelings. This is important because when we do that, acknowledge the win, celebrate it, feel the good feelings, this boosts your immune system. it releases beneficial hormones. Whenever I do this with clients, they always have a smile on their face. So we can learn from our mistakes without judgment. We can reflect, what can I learn from this experience? How can I support myself better next time? I might remind myself that every step I take, whether forward or a step backward, is part of the healing process. So one last time, if your eyes are still closed, that's fine. I invite you to close them again just for a moment if they are open, or soften your gaze, obviously only if it's safe to do so. I invite you to take a breath. Feel into your potential to make decisions that support you, to build your strength, to build your energy, and to create a strong connection with yourself so that you get better at tuning in and taking action to meet your needs. So if you're watching live, thanks for spending this time with me. If you're watching the replay, do say hi, and remember, it's not about how far, how fast you go. Putting pressure on yourself to heal will slow down healing. It's about honouring your process, your individual way of healing, one step at a time. This will support your healing. So finally, I would love your feedback. Let me know how you found this video. What is your takeaway? What is one action you can take? If you'd like more tips, join my Facebook group. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. I'm more active on TikTok. Subscribe to YouTube, hit the notification button. And do share the video if you found it helpful. Your comments, shares, likes help other people find this video. Check out my YouTube videos and playlists. I've made lots of free videos, and some of the videos have some free resources to help you move towards your health goals. If you do want to go fast, if you want help now, if you'd like coaching step by step, where we identify what you're going to focus on each week, then I'm happy to have a free chat with you and we can explore what you need. There's no obligation, so if you'd like that, comment the word chat below and I'll send you the opportunity to book a time. So Inez says, very calming, and I like the simple exercise for the feet. Fantastic. Thanks for letting me know. So dare to dream big dreams. Inez says thank you. You are very welcome. So thanks for joining me. It's lovely having some interaction. Keep going. You've got this. Wishing you great health. If you've got a topic you'd like me to cover, let me know. If I feel I've got something useful to say on it, I will. So keep up the great work you're doing. See you next time in the next video. Bye for now. Samantha says, lovely, relaxing video. You are welcome, Samantha. Bye all.